class, I hope you all have an amazing day. I am Teacher Heaven and I am super excited to share something special with you class. If you're passionate about this topic, well, you're in the right place. Okay class, settle down and let's start. Language dialects. Language dialects refers to a variation of a language that are specific to a particular region, social groups, or communities. This variation can include differences in pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, and the usage. Dialects can arise due to a geographical separation, social stratification, or cultural influence. Most of learners of English learn the standard dialects of the language. Here are some key features of dialects. First is pronunciation. It is a variation in how words are pronounced. Second is vocabulary. Different words or phrases used to describe the same thing. Third is grammar. It is a variation in sentence structure. And fourth is usage. It is the differences in language or in how language is used in social context. So example dialects are in American English versus the British English. In American, they pronounce this as truck. Again, it pronounced as truck. But in British, it pronounced as lorry. Lorry. And also, second example in American English is apartment. Apartment. In British, it is flat. Flat. These words pronounced in American English as a schedule. Schedule. Again, it is pronounced as schedule. Schedule. But in British, it is pronounced as schedule. 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 Again, it is pronounced as schedule. Situational example of language dialect is, first situation is meeting a friend. In Cebuano, if you meet a friend, they said, "Kumusta ka amigo?" or "How are you?" But in Ilocano, they said, instead of "Kumusta ka amigo," they said, "Kumusta ka kabsat?" It means, "How are you?" The second situation is asking for direction. In Cebuano, a Cebuano person said that, "Asa ang merkado?" or "Where is the market?" But in Ilocano, they said, "Ay nati merkado," or it means, "Where is the market?" So those examples illustrate how dialects can reflect cultural identity, regional history, and social dynamic, making them an essential aspect of linguistic diversity. Therefore, language dialects are important variation of language that reflects the diversity of human communication. They are shaped by the geographical, social, and cultural factors, and they play a crucial role in expressing identity and fostering community among speakers. Understanding those dialects enriches our appreciation of linguistic diversity and the complexities of human language.
Now, let us move on to our second topic, which is the socialist and social linguistic. Socialist is the person who studied social linguistic, and social linguistic is the study between language and society. Social linguistic also examines the questions how, why, and where human beings use language. And it also examines the norms of the society at large and examines how individual exploit his awareness in the society norms in order to achieve a particular effect. And social linguistic explores a topic such as dialect, language attitude, code switching, and the functional of language in a society, and providing insight into how language shapes or reflects in a social identities and relationships. Like for example, a sociologist studied a language that varies across their gender. Like the LGBTQ members, they have the so-called dialect or language which they differ from their social groups. And another example is that the language differ in geography. Like hi in English, hola in Hawaii, ciao in Italy, and namaste in Bangladesh. Now, there are two types of social linguistic, which is the interactionist social linguistic and the variational social linguistic. Interactionist social linguistic focuses on how language is used in social interaction. It also analyzes the meaning behind linguistic choices with a conversation, and these choices construct social identities. Like for example, in a classroom, there is one student that came from different place or have different cultural background. The words, tone, or humors that the teacher used might be misinterpreted, or for them it is disrespected because they have different meaning to it. And next is the variationist social linguistic. It examines how language varies across different social groups. It is also examining the macro level of language. It also includes the studies of social class, the gender, the age, and any factors that can affect the speech. For example, in regional dialects, the language varies in geography, like I said a while ago in a interactionist. So like I said a while ago, it varies in according to their geography on how they pronounce the word or anything that have different meaning across the geography. The language varies in geography, like they differ in their pronunciation between the speaker and the different region.
So my topic is about language registers or styles. Hello class, good day. So I'm your teacher for today. So I'm going to discuss about language registers. So anyone who know about or idea about language registers? Okay. So language registers or styles refer to the different levels of formally in language used depending on the context, audience, and purpose. There are 5 main types. So the first is frozen register. So frozen register is highly formal and fixed language often found in religious texts, legal documents, and national anthems. So for example, we, the people of the United States, so US constitutions. So the second is formal register. So formal register is used in academic writing, professional communication, and official speeches. It avoids slang and contractions. So for example, the study demonstrates a significant correlation between variables. So the third is consultative register. So consultative register is used in semi-formal conversations such as teacher-students interactions or doctor-patient discussion. So for example, could you clarify the instructions for this assignment? So that is an example of consultative registers. So the fourth is casual registers. So casual register is used in informal language used among friends, peers, and relaxed settings. It often includes slang and contractions. So for example, hey, what's up? Let's hang out later. So that is the example of casual registers. And the last is intimate register. So what is intimate register? So intimate register is private language used between close relationships such as family members, couples, or best friends. For example, love you babe. So why language registers are important? So language registers are important because they help us to communicate effectively and appropriately in different situations. So that's all.
My topic is all about Creoles. Creoles is a stable of natural language from the process of the different languages simplifying and mixing into a new form or also known as a pidgin. There will be Creole.
Balik-balik din.
One, two, three. There will be Creole When Pidgin developed Creole languages are languages that develop when people with different languages come into the contact. They often reflect the history of the region where they are spoken, and also Creole is a mix of two or more languages. Creole is a more extensive and most complex than Pidgin. For example, Chabacano is a Spanish-based language spoken in Zamboanga City, Philippines. Haitian Creole, a French-based language with an influence from Spanish Portuguese. For example, Chabacano, a Spanish-based language spoken in Zamboanga City, Philippines. Haitian Creole, a French-based language with an influence from Spanish Portuguese. In English, Haitian Creole, a French-based language with influence from Spanish, Portuguese, English, Tiano, and West African language. So that's all.
So we have here our next topic there.
Ano na? Tanaw na lang.
So we have here our next topic, which is pigeons. Pigeons is a grammatically simplified means of communication that develop between two or more groups of people that do not have a language in common. Typically, its vocabulary and grammar are limited. Pidgin is a grammatical simplified means of communication that develops between two or more peoples. Pidgin is a grammatically simplified means of communication that develops between two or more groups of people that do not have a language in common. Typically, its vocabulary and grammar are limited and often drawn from several languages. So, the example of pidgin, a pidgin might mix English and African languages, and a pidgin might mix English and African languages. And a trading situation, for instance, an English speaker and a speaker of an African language might develop a pidgin with English words, but simpler structure like me want fish instead of I want to buy fish. For instance, an English speaker and a speaker of an African language might develop a pidgin with English word, but simpler structure like me want fish instead of I want to buy fish.
Creolization. Creolization describes the development of a new fully fledged language, a Creole. When a pidgin becomes a native language of a community, expanding its grammar and vocabulary beyond its basic function as a communications tool. Example of pidginization. You eat, where different languages are combined minimal grammar to facilitate basic communication, like between traders with different language. Here's some example of creolization. Me no go work tomorrow, meaning I won't work tomorrow. In a Creole language where the basic vocabulary might be from a dominant language but the grammar shows unique features developed from the mixing of languages by native developed from the mixing of languages by native developed from the mixing of languages by native speakers.